Well, hello everybody, and welcome into HelenKenner.com. It's Wednesday night, and we're going to work on some celebration items. I posted a video earlier that Stampin' Up! Um, published, and it's about all the products in the celebration brochure. Now, if you're not familiar with that, I've talked about it last week, where for every $50 that you spend, you get something out of the celebration. Where are you? There you are. Celebration brochure. And we have two levels. One is for every $50, you get to choose, like, which way are you? Like a free stamp set. Free stamp set. They have paper. That's what this is. And more paper. But one of the items is on page 6, and it's called Catching Butterflies. It's a really sweet, sweet set, and that's what we're going to be doing tonight. I can't figure out where there. Whew. Now we're going to make this card and one more. It is just as sweet as it can be, and you can get it for free for every $50 that you spend. See it right here? $50 free. I mean, you spend $50, you get the stamp set free. So it's a really, really cute set, and I know you're going to enjoy it. Let's go ahead and look at the two that we're going to be making. Oh, isn't she adorable? Look at this. This one we're going to do some watercoloring with our watercolor pencils on some shimmer white paper and some embossing, heat embossing. This says, "You make my heart happy." I added little rosy cheeks, and look at her blue eyes. Isn't she sweet? And this one, it says, "Collecting sweet thoughts of you." And that's supposed to be red hair. It looks yellow, doesn't it? No, there's the red hair. That's Cajun Craze. Oh, let's see, it must be this way. Cajun Craze, blonde, and then brunette like me. Anyway, I thought they were all cute. So, let's get started. Let's work with this one first. We're going to be doing some blending here. All right. First of all, we're using Pool Party, and I've already scored it and cut it because I'm running late today. My husband went to the dentist and was there for 5 hours. I couldn't believe it. Now, I cut this out with one of my favorite die sets. It's Picture This, and you can get round circles, which is what we're using tonight, or you could get not squares, what are they? Whatever they are. But I like these too. You can put little scenes. I've seen a lot of the little animals hanging over they look like little windows. But it's just as cute as it can be. I've used this round one several times. But I went ahead and ran this through. Now, here are the reverse. You do not want to throw these away. You can reuse these and layer them. They come in different sizes, like these two. See, you can layer the different colors. Just all kinds of stuff with it. So I'm using Pool Party, which is where I got all these from. But then I had to go through and run it through again with white because I stamped her in the background. So, and then we've got, I think this is Cajun Craze, I think. No, it's Calypso coral. Oof, almost couldn't get it out. All right. So we've got these ready. Okay, I'm going to set these aside real quick, and then we're going to stamp her and the butterflies. And I showed you the stamp set, right? Isn't that sweet, Catching Butterflies? It's got, you know, a slew of butterflies. It has one. It has her. You make my heart happy, celebrate every beautiful thing, and collecting sweet thoughts of you. That's the one we're going to be using right now. All right. So this comes, and it doesn't really matter, though I like it this way. The largest circle goes there, and then there's two smaller ones, and this one and that one are the five that we're going to be using. So you want to kind of go ahead and get in your head which ones you want her in. Okay, and then these two are going to be the butterflies. All right. So we're going to stamp her and mask. We're only using her, and we're masking this off. So what you want to do is get your mask, and see that little piece right there? You want that off too. So you put it right on that, and then right underneath the butterfly catcher. Okay, and then we're going to ink it up in Memento. Okay, I'm going to stamp her right here, and I can't see exactly because the camera's in the way. Oh, yeah, that looks good. Okay, now these are going to be smaller, but you do the exact same thing. You want to cover up that. It's called masking. Okay. And I hope this gets her. Yep, gets her little face. And remember, you get this for free for $50. All those little brownies and Girl Scouts and girls that are homeschoolers and in regular school. These could be sweet little Valentines. You could make these into Valentine's Day. There. Hopefully I got her too. Yep. Okay, good. All right, now for the butterflies. What did I do with the other butterfly? Let's see. No. Oh, nope, there it is. Okay. So we're going to stamp this. On the small ones. And you're just going to tap, tap, tap. You're not going to mash. Okay. Now we're going to color them in with our blends. I've gotten several blends here. All right. I'm going to put the Cajun Craze hair on this one this time. This will be the redhead. I should have a stamp for Freckles, right? There. Good. Do we want to give her blue eyes? I do. No, do redheads have blue eyes? I don't know. We better not give her blue eyes. Okay, but we will give her a green, granny apple green dress. That's a sweet little dress, isn't it? All right. Now we're going to give the blonde hair to the red dress. This one wants to. I'm hoping everybody had a great weekend and a good first part of the week. This is Real Red Light. So I'm just giving her a real light colored dress. And then that leaves us with our brown hair and blue dress. Brunette like me. There. And blue. What's really nice about this stamp set is if you really like coloring, it's a perfect one for that. I think I'm gonna well, I'll make both of them yellow. Both the butterflies. Did everybody get a chance to see the video I posted earlier today about all the products you can get for free? All right, so we've got our little girls and our butterflies all ready. Let's go ahead. And put dimensionals on the back of the card. Now we're going to use a lot of dimensionals because we want it to stick up. There you go. It's a lot of dimensionals. It's okay though. Okay. Almost put my pick tool in the trash can. I don't know why I did that. All right, so we're going to try to center this. There. All right. We're almost done. That wasn't so bad. I don't see my, there it is. Here it is. You know, I like having my silicone mat when I put adhesive on so it doesn't get all over the place. I was at Great Harvest bread company today and met some really sweet ladies. We have all three of us had breast cancer. They've had theirs more recent than I did. They're like a 5 and 6 year survivor, and I want to say 13-year survivor. That is so hard to believe. It's been 13 years. All right, does everybody see how I'm doing that? I'm talking and not explaining. I hope you can. So it's underneath. I'm wanting this to stand up. See how you're wanting that to stand up? Yeah. Okay. And get it up there. Whew. Okay. There. All right. Now for the saying, we're going to say, collecting sweet thoughts of you. I'm going to put that in black. There. And we're going to banner this, but we're going to do it ourselves. Now, y'all know how to do this, right? If you don't, here's how you do it. You cut up the middle, then you angle to that cut, and then angle to that cut. There you go. It's just that simple. I'm going to put it right up here. And I'm going to layer it flat just because I don't think another, dimensional, it'll get caught on everything. So I'm going to layer it flat. Cover up that. There you go. Aren't they sweet? Collecting sweet thoughts of you. I love that. All right, first one done. Okay, our second one. Let me get all these put away. Pull out what we're going to need for this one. Okay, I did the same thing where I've already cut it and scored it. So we're going to use our bone folder to give it a good crisp cover. All right. Now, I cut these out with the layering circles. And what I did, and I'm using the shimmer paper because we're going to watercolor this time. And when we watercolor, we can use watercolor paper, which is is thicker and will absorb a lot of water. But I like using this because I'm using the blender pen, and it's thick enough that it's not going to shred your paper when it gets wet. So I really like the shimmer paper. It's thick enough. So what I did is the inside of the card, I made the inside wider so that when I put this down, you won't see any of the pink on the inside. Does that make sense? So this I cut out in one size, and then what I'm going to stamp on is going to be bigger. So I did want to show you that. So let's go ahead and stamp her. Now, to do that, we're going to stamp with StazOn, which is right here. There it is. Okay. Okay, you want to make sure you got plenty of ink on. Now I've got her on some grass, so I need for it to be up a little bit so that at least we can get some grass on there. I hope she's good. Yes. Okay. Whew. All right. So she's ready, and we're gonna watercolor her. But let's go ahead and get the little butterfly in here, and we're gonna put 3 of these. Tap, tap, tap. And then I'm going to use that round centerpiece, if I can find it. I know I just put it here. Does anybody see it? Yeah, here it is. And I'm going to stamp the net again. And then I'm going to hand cut that out, or fussy cut it out. There. So again, this time I use StazOn because we're going to be watercoloring. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and stamp one little butterfly in there, like she's caught a butterfly. There. Now I'm finished. Okay. We want this butterfly to be more orangey. And so when you use watercolor pencils, it's like actually coloring with pencils. So you see all those little marks. Well, that's the nice thing about the blender pen. You can go in and it smooths it out and makes it look more like watercoloring. But in between colors, you want to go and get that color off so that you don't blend it in with another color. Now we're going to fussy cut this out, and you remember that when you do fussy cut, you want to have a little bit of white showing around it. So that's why I'm doing that, so that you're actually seeing the whole, the whole picture. And when you do it, you want your hand that's holding the paper to be the one moving, and the hand that has the scissors in it, you want it to be steady. All right, so let's go ahead and do these butterflies. Now, with watercolor pencils, what the color will determine how bright it is or dark it is, or the shading part of what you want to shade, by how hard you press on it. So the harder you press, the deeper the color. And then again, see how it just smooths it out and you don't see those lines there. Again, you want to get it off. Okay. Let's get her back in here and start coloring her. So she's, guess what, going to be a brunette like me. So I'm using Early Espresso, and again, to shade, you want to put dark areas where you want it, more dark to shade it. And then the rest of it you can just lightly color in, because it's gonna, when you use the blender pen or an aqua painter with water, it's gonna move that color around. All right. It doesn't have to be perfect. You want to get the brown off now. All right. We want a melon mambo dress. Now, if you're new to stamping, again, I'm going to press hard here where Stampin' Up! Has already given us a line to use to shade with, and then very light everywhere else. And again, it doesn't matter if you see those lines because the blender brush is going to smooth it out for you. You don't have to worry about it. Okay. This is very forgiving. That's why I like it. I like to use our watercolors and the blender pen because it's very forgiving. All right, let's see. I am gonna add blue to her eyes. That's what color eyes I have. And I'm gonna use the Flirty Flamingo for her cheeks. Now look, I'm putting a big old daub on there. Can you see that? You can see that, right? Well, all you have to do is take your blender pen and blend it out, and then you can't, I mean, it's more like she's got rosy cheeks and not big old, you know, red cheeks. Okay. Now we're going to use the green to what we call ground her, so that she looks like she's running in a field or in the grass. And again, I go right up to her, but not through the legs, of course, because we don't want her legs. And then you just color in. And it's gonna, it doesn't have to be perfect. Again. And then you just blend, blend, blend. So it makes it look like she's running through the meadow, doesn't it? There you go. All right. So we're done with both of those. All right. What I did was I took a pencil. And again, my circle that she's on is bigger. So all I have to do is make sure that I'm within these marks, and my big circle will be right where I want it to be. She's going to be flat. You see my marks? So all I have to do is make sure that she's a little bit over that. And then when I put this on, she'll be within wherever it is that I want it. Alright, so I'm going to put my dimensionals, which is our foam adhesive, in the corners. And then I'm using our foam strips. It's called foam adhesive strips that come in strips like that. I love them. And we're going to start by putting it, I like to give myself at least 1/8 or 1/4 of an inch so that you don't see it looking in your window around. And you can mold it and manhandle it to make it go the way you want it to. So, there you go. And just being patient with it. There. Alright, so now I'm going to stick this piece back on here for my next project. Isn't that cool? Okay. There. Alright. Now straighten this up. Oh, wait a minute. Did I take these off? No, I didn't. Alright. There you go. You know what, I may have to add another butterfly because our net that she's carrying is going to cover that one up. Oh, yeah, I'll put one right there. Orange, didn't we? I heard from my son Chad today. He's in Texas and he's taken this week and went out looking all over Texas. He went to he went to one of the national parks. He's been hiking. He's been out to all these famous little towns. He is having a ball. I'm so happy for him. Let's see, I want to cover up that one. And I want this to be where she is. There. Isn't that sweet? All right. Oh, I keep getting dimensionals everywhere. All right. So now we're going to say, you make my heart happy. And we're going to do that with Versamark. I mean, doesn't she look like she's saying that? You make my heart happy. Okay, so we're going to use Versamark. Okay, which is a clear ink. We're going to put some embossing powder. Some of you may not have seen heat embossing before. I always have a handy dandy brush to get all these stragglers, because if you don't, they'll show up on there and you don't want that. So, alright, you're going to hear this. It's really loud, but what I want you to see is how that is going to turn real shiny. Okay? See it? Can you see it turning more shiny? Pretty cool, huh? That's called heat embossing. Add some heat to it with that embossing powder. Now you can see that I didn't make it very straight, did I? But luckily, I can straighten it out like this. That looks better. Okay. Oh. No, I want it to go this way, don't I? Good. Here we go. All right. Put some dimensionals. And we'll be done. All right. Isn't she a sweetheart? Oh, I just think she's adorable. All right, these are the 2 cards we made. Didn't you enjoy those? I did. I enjoyed making them for you and with you. I wanted to know if there's anybody that has any questions about Celebration. If you do, certainly contact me. My information is all over the Facebook. If you need a catalog, our mini catalog or our Celebration catalog, I'll be glad to send you one if you don't already have a demonstrator. I'd love to be your demonstrator. There's lots of things in here that you get for free. This is our very favorite time of the year, is to have Celebration for several reasons. One, you get free product for buying things. You get free product for hosting. So I can help you have a virtual party or workshop if you would like for me to, and we can talk about that. Or by joining my team. We are such a fun group, and I love them to death, and we are always looking for new members. So you get free product for joining our team as well. So if you've ever thought about joining, now is the time to do it, so you can get some free stamp sets of your choice. And then everything after you join is 20% off. Everything. Plus, there's just so many other benefits of being a demonstrator. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed our projects tonight, and if you have any questions about Celebration or the new catalog, I'll be glad to help you with that. And I hope you guys had a good week, and I'll see you next Wednesday for another, fun projects to do. All right, you guys have a good night, and I'll talk to you next week. Alrighty, bye-bye.